agenda, discuss, consider, take necessary action on purchasing some generators for our volunteer fire departments. We started the discussion last month, and Terry's done a little more research, and so he's going to discuss a little more with us tonight about maybe the scope of what we're talking about.
Last month I come to you with a cost to put a entire station generator, like a 40 kW generator at each main station, and a smaller generator to substations. And the board was not too much in favor of that, so I've gone back and done some research, and we can put smaller generators, like a 20 kW generator at a station. It will power the station, the necessary stuff, the lights, computers, charge phone batteries, radio batteries, and usually run one air conditioner. Won't run electric water heater, but you know, you can kind of manage your load, and it's about half the cost of what the other generators were. So what I need from the board is, if you're interested in purchasing these generators, I need to know yes or no, and then I can go out and I can get like 3 bids for each station for the generator. It's going to be a time-consuming process to go out and meet vendors and do load tests and all. And unless the board can pretty much assure that you want to go in that direction, but we just need to get the lowest cost, then there's no need of spending a lot of time in going in and looking for generator vendors. So that's kind of where we're at there.
Essentially, what I would think we could consider or should consider is maybe not each station, but maybe one station in each district to partially power these stations. I mean, this is emergency preparedness, but we don't necessarily have much money. He's got some ballpark figures, but unless we go out and get some specs, he thinks he's got some specs, but go out to some bids, how do we know if this is say, doable or not? And obviously each station may have different requirements, whether it's propane, whether it's natural gas, what they would have to hook up to there. But I kind of look at this as building infrastructure for some of the departments, but again, until we have some actual cost estimates, you know, and we would say this amount of money we would be spending, we would know, you need to go through, say, a bid process, you know, talk to 3 different vendors, but each would have to be like turnkey. They would supply the electrician that's needed, or the plumber that's needed, and so you'd only be dealing with one person instead of separating it out. Again, we need to know the opinions of the other commissioners, whether this would be something you might entertain that would be worthwhile for our district.
Well, I know what they do. We had one at Red Springs. We got 100 kW. Of course, you wouldn't buy those for everybody. But those things, 45 sounds small to me for these bigger stations. I grant you. Whether we do this in time period of so many now, all through the year, I don't know. But we've housed people during the hurricane, during tornadoes. We fed them, housed them, let them sleep there. They just need a generator that will serve those purposes, and 45, in my opinion, is too small. What we buy them all at once, what we buy them 2 or 3 at a time, and move down the line with it, they are very well served and needed, because nobody has any place to go when the lights are out. We have lights go out, ice storms, everything else, and I'll just say that I'm for getting them. How we do it, I don't know yet, but in my opinion, I know about the generators. 45 sounds small to me, but that may be what we have to buy. Why buy a smaller one now and need a larger one? Just because, whatever. So that's where I stand on it. They serve their purpose. I appreciate it.
I know we require, each water system, each wastewater system, to have backup generator for this very same purpose. I definitely see a need, and I'm in agreement with y'all. There's no sense in going down to buy a smaller one that's not gonna serve the needs. I think this is a community service that, in addition to just being able to power the station, like he said, that you can offer to the community, because sometimes a disaster is not just gonna hit a certain area. It may be in all of Smith County. And, so I definitely see a need, whether we stagger it out or just have Terry to investigate what we have to do to, put it in the budget and do it. But I'm supportive of the generator.
Randy, I will add to that, that we need to buy those things if we do it, to run everything, just not parts of the station, because we have people showering there, eating there, dishwashing, just the whole works, bathing. And you need to have one big enough to run that whole station, and he can investigate that and find out what's suitable. If we do it over a year or two, we can start with the older stations and come down or whatever, but you need them just as well at your substations as you do. I mean, we had buildings full during all these type of emergencies over the past 42 years out there, so I'm certainly for it, and it's just what he can find out. We need to buy something that will run the stations, and I grant you, 45 sounds small. I'm not down in Terry, but he was looking money-wise, but this is emergency, it's tax dollars from the people, we're gonna serve the people by them coming there when they need to.
I mean, I'm looking at least, obviously, somebody's gotta recharge the batteries from the handheld radios, the base station radio, the telephone, the computer. Those things
Everything.
need to stay up and running during times of power failures. Which, it's gonna happen. It's not something that happens every year, but you're
When you need it,
You look-
it's there.
yeah.
Our first meeting of ESD was at our fire station, our new station at Red Springs, and we had that generator on there, and the power went out, and the meeting kept going because the generator came on.
Yeah.
So,
No,
they're worth it. Buy something that will run the stations, let him investigate it, bring it back to us, we discuss it over time period, but don't wait too long, so you see how these storms happen.
I mean, even things like air conditioning, days like this,
Oh, yeah.
heat, wintertime,
You need it to
to
run
take care of
everything.
the,
Yeah.
say, at minimum, the firefighters that
Oh,
are,
yeah.
they're able to respond to calls.
Well, I'm definitely for it after he comes up with some stuff, we'll discuss it over time period.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not really big on it. I'm gonna vote against it, but I wanna thank Terry. He took an hour and a half Thursday to sit there and explain it to me and show me what it does. And we may not stick with this cost, but the original cost was somewhere around 174,000. And the proposed cost, granted, we don't have all the bids yet, was about 60% less, so that was very encouraging to me to see that it could be done cheaper. I guess the biggest reason I'm not for it this year, we're not purchasing any trucks, we're not planning on purchasing any trucks in our upcoming budget, engine ones, brush trucks, command vehicles. And so, I'd just rather take that money and put it toward trucks. Those are expensive, everybody knows that, but I'm not up in arms about it, and that's just my 2 cents worth. Everybody has to do, spend the money how they see fit, so.
Do we know whether there will be any emergency management grants or anything after that to assist them?
I've checked around a little bit, and I can't find anything, that would qualify for on the grants, for the generators. I think at one time they did have some, but
I think I
got right after Ike and Rita and all that, they come in and they done some surveys and bought some generators. And I think that kind of went away. So I don't think, we do have the $200,000 in our capital improvement fund this year that we put in there specifically for either purchasing another truck, which we don't need to now, or for the generators, or for the IT stuff. So we've got money there. Now, what I'm understanding, propose this,